Another two phenomenal ambassadors for the cab trade are Daren Parr and John Dillane, who are Cabbies do Kilimanjaro originals. And 2 years ago, they scaled the dizzying heights of Mount Kilimanjaro to get fit and raise money for the taxi charity for military veterans. And after a short delay, they are back, travelling out in February to tackle not one, but two mountains, Mount Meru and Mount Kilimanjaro, where they'll meet up with other cabbies to take on the challenge. And I happened to bump into them. Well, I didn't quite bump into them. I arranged to meet them because they're in quite high demand and their training schedule is full on. So I wanted to know about their desires and their fears and what made them come to the crazy idea of climbing not one, but two mountains. Good morning, fellas. Well done on your interview on BBC Radio London this morning. Jason Rossum, he coined a phrase. He calls you the climbing cabbies. Now, you mean a lot more than that to me. You're great ambassadors for the trade, but he does have a point, doesn't he? You are the climbing cabbies. 2019, you summited Kilimanjaro, but this year you've chosen not one, but two mountains. I can only assume you must have been drunk when you decided that. How did that come about?
Basically, when you climb Kilimanjaro, after a day and a half, you're above the clouds, and the only thing you can see is the head of Mount Meru, the peak coming out of the clouds. That's all you can see, clouds and Mount Meru. So it's every day you're getting higher, you're just Meru, that's all you can see. So after we finished the climb, I mean, we were obviously really exhausted, but a day after, we want to do something next, and we had such a good time in Tanzania, and the people were really good to us that we wanted to go back. And it wasn't no point going back and just doing the same thing again. So I came up with the idea of, why don't we climb Meru first, then go to the base of Kili and get as many cab drivers to the top of Kili as possible.
We had a couple of Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, we'd had a few beers by then, so we were not drunk, but we were definitely tipsy.
Now, I know this has been put on hold for about 18 months, hasn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
So you must be supremely fit because of the extra time you've been given to train. Firstly, how is training going? And secondly, you're going with a team of about 5 other cabbies, aren't you? How important is it to have that team around you, both in training and actually climbing the mountain?
Well, that's a really good point, and I'm really glad you brought that up. One of our main ethos has been to do it as a team. Having done it last year, we now realise how important it is to have someone next to you, a fellow climber who you can relate to, because anyone who says Kili's easy hasn't done it. It is a really tough thing to do. Sleeping in a tent every night, although the porters are fantastic, the food they do up there is out of this world considering where you are. It does get to you. I mean, it's tough every day, and the fatigue does get to you. So it's very important. And just one thing that is really important is that you form it's a two-man tent. So your tent is a tent buddy. That doesn't mean that they're going to bring you chocolate or read you stories at night. You check each other because we're at altitude, so you make sure they're not getting dizzy or not doing nothing. And make sure they take their Malarone tablets when you're down low, make sure they're eating and drinking. That's really important. So we've absolutely done our best to form a team, and I've got to say this year we're so pleased with how the team has come together. And having 3 ladies in the team this year, as we know, only just over 2% of taxi drivers in London are women, and to have sort of nearly 50% of our team this year being women is fantastic. And I've got to say, Stella Wood, Lindsay Lockhart and Sarah Tobias, you know what, they are the strong ladies. A lot of people say they're going to do Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
It's easy to say you're going to go and do it, but there's a lot more to doing it, even before you've even got there. There's a lot to do, a lot you've got to sort out. So it's been the team are absolutely ready to go. During COVID, obviously we was everyone's put a few pound on here and there, you know what I mean. But the second COVID was lifted, we was out to get back together again. We did. We was up to the Peak District. You can't replicate what Kili's going to be like. But the Peak District ain't a bad substitute. So we went up and we done Kinder Scout, which is quite tough. Great North Ridge, Mam Tor, Five Edges, and of course Box Hill, which is a local one we can't do, which is pretty tough.
I mean, you say you can't replicate Mount Kilimanjaro. Is there any way you can train to cope with the altitude?
No.
There's
no way you can, because being at altitude, you could go in an altitude chamber, but you're only in there a couple of hours. To acclimatise, you've got to be there for days. So even if you went to unless you were there days before, immediately before you went to Africa, when you were acclimatised, because if you went like a couple of months before in a chamber, you never know how your body's going to react. I mean, we did it last time. It was very difficult. Daren probably found the altitude a little bit tougher than me, but I still suffered with it. But who knows, this time we might react worse. Our bodies could react a lot differently. I could be ill with it, I might not make it. You just never know how bad the altitude is going to affect you.
Apparently it varies with cultures as well. The Tibetans don't really suffer from altitude.
Yeah,
because they're probably living at altitude. That's right.
And also, if you're an ex-smoker, it actually goes for you, because your body's used to performing with not so much blood in your oxygen. But I mean, so I'd say Victoria Pendleton wanted to do Everest with Ben Fogle, and she had to turn back at advanced base camp, and that's an Olympic sort of gold medalist.
Well, that just goes to show, doesn't it? Now, last week you was invited to the Tanzanian High Commission. How was that? And it would be fair to say that you're treated in quite high regard by the Tanzanian dignitaries, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean they do. They all follow us. They know exactly what we do. To be honest, when we go to Tanzania, we're a little bit like celebrities, really, because like when we landed there last time, we looked out the left of the plane, and they're all waiting for us. TV cameras, dignitaries like with medals around their necks, and they waited. We came off. They took us left. We didn't go through customs. They took us straight out. They had Maasai warriors waiting for us. We had to dance with them, and they really made a big fuss of us. We went viral over there on their what was that? You say it.
Yeah, well,
when we went viral, what was that?
We went viral over there. But you know what? The thing I want to say about that, John, it's lovely for us, but it's because of the London taxi trade. They recognise the London taxi trade over there, and we as a trade, not us, as a trade, we're held in very high regard, and everything we do with the Tanzanians over there is sort of spread. It goes all over Africa, and then any videos we do and actually go on the aeroplanes, and that's shown around the world. So it's great, like advertisement for promoting our trade, which is another sort of thing we try to do as a group.
I mean, you're great ambassadors for Tanzania itself as well, aren't you? Because you can sell Tanzania to all your passengers.
It's a fantastic country to go to, though. When we haven't even got to work at that. When you go there and you see what they got on offer there, I mean, it's just something. It's incredible.
It's really not hard. I mean, honestly, I've been to South Africa, I've been to Uganda. Tanzania is the best. It is a complete destination. You know, Kilimanjaro is just something that's there. You know, but safari, you got Kilwa Island.
Ngorongoro Crater.
It's amazing.
It's the Serengeti.
It's the best in the world.
Do you know what I mean? It's brilliant.
Every year it's voted the best safari destination in the world.
And I mean, to just get a glimpse of this, if they follow you on Facebook, go to the Facebook page, go to Instagram, they can just get a little bit of a look into what it is actually like, which is quite amazing. Now, I know that it's not just about getting fit, which is worthwhile in itself, isn't it? But it is also for a good cause. I know in 2019 you did it for the Taxi Charity of Military Veterans. Who and what is your focus this time round?
So this time we're doing it for the London Taxi Charity for Children. A fantastic charity. We love this charity. They've been going for over 90 years now. Well established. They're all volunteers. All the money goes to the kids, and also the funding goes for recreational equipment, technology and mobility equipment for the kids. During COVID, when they couldn't do the Southend tours and that, they was food banks and still helping people out. And we really do hold them in high regard, and it's a pleasure really to be associated with them.
All right, now I'll give a chance at the end to give all the details, because it's a fantastic cause to get involved with and to contribute if you can, because it is a brilliant thing. But I've got Myrna, who wants to give you 3 quick fire questions, and she needs definitive answers. They're all relevant, and they are there to determine whether you are ready, whether you will be ready in February to go to Mount Kilimanjaro. Okay, you're in Africa, you're vulnerable in Africa, and you're being eyed up either by a crocodile, a very hungry crocodile, or a very angry hippopotamus who's got an ingrowing toenail, she says. You have 30 meters head start. Which one would you stand the best chance of getting away from?
Crocodile.
Crocodile?
Yeah, 100%.
100%. Bang on. Apparently, crocodiles, their cardiovascular is shot after 30 meters and they flake out. So you've, well on your way. Secondly, and it's all relevant, remember, how many of each animal did Moses take with him onto the ark?
He never took any. It was Noah.
Oh,
Should have asked me first, because I'd have said 2.
you've got. Well, that's it. That's already 2 out of 3. You're well on your way, aren't you?
Well done, mate.
Well done. That's really well done. I thought you were going to get. That's it. You're too good for us. Okay, right. You've conquered Mount Meru. That's right, isn't it? You've conquered Mount Meru. You're joining the other cabbies at the Mount of Kilimanjaro, and you've got your sleeping bag, you've got your food, provisions, but you've come poorly dressed. So you're only wearing a singlet and a pair of seasonal toasties. It's all relevant. In percentile terms, right? What is your chance of summiting Mount Kilimanjaro? Is it 10% or 30%? You're poorly dressed in a singlet and toasties.
I don't think you got a chance, mate.
No, I would say I would say 0.
Absolutely zilchalino.
I don't know. I think you might be wrong there. Myrna says it's 30% because you're doing it for charity.
Oh, right.
So, and she's not questioning your commitment or determination. So there you go. So that's it. Look, I have every faith in you. I'm going to follow you every step of the way, and I suggest everybody else does, because it's as exciting for us following your adventures as it is, I imagine. Well, nothing compares with doing it, but it comes close. It is really great, and I hope when you get back we'll be able to meet up and you'll be able to chat to us about
Definitely,
your experience.
Sean.
And if cabbies want to contribute, where do they go?
Go to Just Giving, and it's Cabbies Do Kilimanjaro at Just Giving page.
And you can catch up with any videos that we put up on cabbiesdokilimanjaro.com. If you would like to donate to a very good cause, and I just want to add there, 25% of what we're raising this year is going to a Tanzanian children's community project. That won't only put smiles on faces, that'll save kids' lives. So that was that. Instagram is Cabbies Do Kilimanjaro, Twitter is Cabbies Do Kili1, and just something I'd like to add. Thank you to you and Myrna for doing the trade. It really is much appreciated.
All right, thank you very much. It's been brilliant talking to you, lads, and I look forward to talking to you when you get back. Take care.
Lovely,
Yeah, brilliant.
thank you.
Thank you.
Singlet
Okay.
and a pair of toasties. What's this?